Good afternoon, I am Vanessa with the 4 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online, Facebook and YouTube. In the headlines, autopsy done on 2-year-old Kamani states that he died by drowning. Government to request another $3 billion to spend this fiscal year. A 17-year-old boy is shot dead by police, and internationally, the UK wants to cut up to 91,000 civil service jobs to save money. And now the news in detail. An autopsy done on 2-year-old Kamani Francis this morning has stated that he died by drowning. The pathologist found mud and soil in his lungs. An approximate time of death was not given. Kamani's mother officially identified his body at the Forensic Science Center in St. James this morning. The child became known to the nation after he walked out from his home at T-Share Village, Point Fortin on Monday morning. He was found the next day under a fallen tree in the Guapo River. In other news, government is asking for an extra $3 billion to spend this fiscal year, according to documents sent to members of Parliament. The Standing Finance Committee will today be asked to consider the request to fund urgent and critical recurrent and capital expenditure to September 30th, 2022 in areas where insufficient or no allocation was provided. In seeking the additional $3 billion, government has allocated 10% of the increased budget to pay for the higher fuel subsidy, which moves from $400 million to $700 million, a variation of $300 million. Criminologist Dr. Randy C. Prasad believes this country is headed to record the highest rates of murders in recent history. As TNT has crossed the 200 murder mark in less than 5 months, Dr. Prasad said TNT is facing a parental crisis, noting if social intervention is not rolled out now, there could be a generation lost to crime. The criminologist explained that the economic hardship which resulted from the pandemic, coupled with job losses, have contributed to the murder spike. He says unless we find ways to stimulate the economy, things will be far worse than they already are. A 17-year-old boy has been shot dead by police in San Juan. Reports indicate that the police command center received a report of men setting fire to a house at the corner of 1st Street and 1st Avenue, San Juan. Upon arrival, police found the bottom part of the house in flames, and the assailants attempted to make their escape. The officers gave chase, and one of the assailants allegedly shot at the police. Police returned fire and the boy was shot. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The teenager was identified as DeAndre Henry. Meanwhile, a 22-year-old was shot dead last night along the Western Main Road near to the West Shore Medical Private Hospital in Cocorit. Around 5:30 p.m., gunmen opened fire on a white Nissan B15. When the smoke cleared, Adisa Harry of Waterhole, Cocorit, a passenger in the vehicle, was dead. The driver was unhurt. A man and a pregnant woman, also of Waterhole, Cocorit, were shot and injured as well. Internationally, the UK government wants to cut up to 91,000 civil service jobs to save money. Cabinet Secretary Simon Case said in a letter to civil servants that the aim is to return to 2016 staffing levels within 3 years. Downing Street said it had not ruled out a recruitment freeze or compulsory redundancies as part of planned cuts. A civil service union said the plan was ill thought out and added that strike action was very much on the table. And that was the 4 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online, Facebook and YouTube. Recapping the headlines, autopsy done on 2-year-old Kamani states that he died by drowning. Government to request another $3 billion to spend this fiscal year. A 17-year-old boy is shot dead by police, and internationally, the UK wants to cut up to 91,000 civil service jobs to save money. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas. Robert is going to be holding it down this afternoon for Miss Aisha Wells.